I'm not vegan, but I went ahead and bought this Beyond Beef. Why would a person like me even buy this? I don't know, it's Beyond Meat. Alright, so here it is. It's kind of crunchy feeling. It's kind of like a crunch bar. Alright, I got it in my hands. It feels like there's like pecans or something in it. It doesn't, it's okay though. It's definitely a little bit different than meat, but it feels like there's some hard granular pieces in there maybe. Okay, looking at the ingredients: water, pea protein with a cross, expelled pressed expeller pressed canola oil, refined coconut oil, rice protein, natural flavors, dried yeast, cocoa butter. That's about pretty much everything. It looks like it's sizzling. I did put down some spray, but it is sizzling, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm about ready to flip this, but I noticed that there's like some red juices coming out of this burger. And that's no Royale with cheese, but it definitely kind of looks like the real thing. Let's see what happens. Alright, that's at least as good as school food, at least. Alright, it's been cooking for about 8 minutes, maybe 10. And that's what it looks like. Looks like not exactly like a burger, but you know. But you know, it's $10 a pound. For this little guy right here was $10, and that's quite a bit more. Usually beef is about $6. So that's eating into my bun money. And I'm now going to go ahead with these pieces of toast. And I don't really have money for toppings now. So I'm just going to put some of this diced tomatoes with habanero on there. And so maybe we'll throw in a little bit of this kimchi on the side. Looks like it wants to stick. Some of that came off. It's reminiscent of a real burger, but you can tell it's definitely has a plant-based feel to it. But you know, a lot of meat eaters will eat a lot of non-meat items. We'll eat bread and we'll have all kinds of vegetables and fruits all the time. So to go ahead and have that, and it's really not really necessarily a vegan thing. So let's see about that. I just want to know if it tastes good. Let me put some of that on there. There you go. I like to try the vegan food because it's not it's not horrible. Sometimes it can be pretty good. And like most men over like 40, they start thinking about their heart. Start looking at your ticker, and you start thinking about it. So if they were going to do anything with this in the future, one thing I would suggest would be to have meat blends, like meat plus. Like, you know, they have meat where it's like 70% meat and 30% fat and things like that. I think it would be nice if they had meat blends that were 30% meat, so that you still, it's kind of like a broth or something like that. And then you could have like a meat product, like they have cheese food, you could have like meat food. And I think the price is really comes into play. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. All right, here it is. Bear witness. It tastes a little bit like school food, honestly. Where I went to school, they had burgers that were 30%. Well, I don't know about the percentage, but they had cherries in them. I saw the box once. And the ingredients were like beef and cherries. And it really didn't taste too bad. And I think that would be a good alternative, or at least, you know, it's kind of like those encore meals where you kind of feel like the chicken in it isn't real chicken. Look. It does. It tastes like school food. A little bit. But how long is your heart going to last? And would it be okay to mix some of this with real beef? That's the question. 30% beef, 50% beef, 70% beef with fillers that you could say, instead of being cheap, you're being so cheap, it's actually because it's healthier to have a little bit of meat. Because, you know, sometimes the vegans, they get those little crow's feet right here. Their skin starts to look really dry and things like that. So I think even a 10% meat would be not so bad. 10% meat to 30% meat, but that's just my suggestion. You know, if I had, maybe if I was a stockholder, I would, in Beyond Meat, maybe I would not be making that suggestion. I don't know. But a person, you really could. You could just mix this with real beef, and it might taste even better. The texture really is not that bad. It's a little bit more like what you would expect. You know, it has that little bit of rubbery give back, but the taste isn't horrible. And I love jalapenos and habaneros. Those chilies. Anything you put in a mace can, I'm into it. Anyway, that's all for this video. So far, it's totally edible. It wasn't bad. I think the price is too high. This should be $5 a pound. Some people might just buy it because it was $1 cheaper. But, like I said, I have no idea what the financials are like with it. It could cost $11 a pound and they're selling it at a loss right now. I have no idea. It's not too bad. Totally edible. I might even buy this again. Beyond Meat, 2023.